Yo, what is up guys? It's Elite Shot here, aka Sean, bringing you guys some more snowboarding with the GoPro. This is number 4. I'm sure a lot of you guys haven't seen me snowboard and haven't known that I had these videos because I got so many new amazing fans since I posted the last one. Snowboarding is one of my biggest hobbies, right next to video games. I'm not really sure which one I like more because both are so fun. For everyone unfamiliar, I think I've been riding for about 4 years. This is my 4th year riding, and I've been getting better and better every year. This is the first year where I actually went out and got a GoPro. Well, my dad got me a GoPro. If you're watching, thanks Dad, you're the best. He got me a GoPro Hero 3. It's, I believe, the silver edition. It records at, well, I could record 720p at 60 FPS, I think 1080p at 30 FPS, or like 960p at, I think, 60 FPS. I believe I was recording in 1080p, and this video should be available in 1080p. And if you're not watching it in 1080, definitely watch it in 1080 because it's probably a lot better, and it better be. For anyone wondering, I'm snowboarding at Ellicottville, New York at Holiday Valley. Holiday Valley is probably one of the biggest and best resorts in New York, at least I think, and that I know of. There's a few other resorts, skiing, snowboard resorts, but I believe this is the best and biggest one. They have a bunch of slopes. I'm not sure exactly. I probably should have checked before I made this, but it's a pretty nice resort, and it's fairly big. In this video, I'm with my friend David and my other friend Dan, and today, or in the video, we decided to go through woods trails. Not many people often go through the woods trails, and not many people go through the woods trails that we go through, because we were going through some where I don't even think there were trails. We just made our own trails and went through the woods. I think in a little bit here I fall because there was so much powder in the freaking in the woods. I fall, and I'm laughing in the camera because I don't like falling. Falling is embarrassing, but everyone does it. It's just a lot of fun going through the woods. It's definitely a lot different than riding on the slopes. I'm not sure if any of you guys are snowboarders or if you guys go through woods trails, but I know out west in Colorado they have amazing backcountry trails that I wish I could ride in, because I hear out there the conditions are like nowhere else ever. Colorado snowboarding I hear is amazing, and I so want to go out there, but for now I'll definitely take what I have. I also ride a GNU Pickle. For all you snowboarders, a GNU Pickle is I love the board personally. I think it's a great board. It's awesome for park, awesome for just freestyling down the slope, whatever. It's awesome. It's very flexible, very light, and has a lot of pop to it. And it has this all this like added technology. It has this called magnet traction, where it has a serrated edge where it cuts through the ice like no problemo. Without it, your board will obviously slip on the ice, but this helps it so much more, and I don't think I ever slipped because of ice with this board. This is the first year where I bought myself a like legit snowboard that is worthy of being snowboarded on. My first board wasn't that great. It was my first beginner board. It was very wide, it was very big, that's what she said. I think it was like 162. It was 162. I think that was the length, and that's pretty big for a snowboard. Now I have a 156. I don't want to say that's what she said because I could say it for whenever I talk about anything. Anyways, let's not mention that. Let's just keep going on here. If you guys snowboard, I would like to know, what snowboard do you ride on? Because I'm curious to what you guys like and to what my fans enjoy. And I also know a lot of you guys don't snowboard and are unfamiliar completely with snow, which I find incredible. It's so cool to know and to think that a lot of my fans never even seen snow. I can't imagine not seeing snow because I cannot wait. Every year I'm always waiting for winter. I love snowboarding so much, and I really wish it was possible and it snowed more out here. In this footage now, I think this is another woods trail that I was trying. It was pretty crazy because there was a bunch of sticks and there was a lot of stuff in the way that I had to avoid. I think I hopped out because it was getting a little too intense, but it's a lot of fun. I'm not the best of a rider. I'm still kind of I don't want to say a beginner. I don't want to say like I'm an expert, but I know what I'm doing. I know how to ride, and I'm very, very comfortable. I'm just not that great at doing tricks. I'm not that great at doing like stuff in the terrain park, and I don't think I recorded anything in this video. Today, like I said before, we were just cruising. We were just going through woods trails and having fun that way. And this, I think I recorded this a few weeks ago that I finally am putting together now. I went out a few times not too long ago, but I didn't bring my GoPro because it's a lot easier not to record than it is to record. And I like riding without having to hold this. but I plan to go out at least one more time. But the last time I ride, I really want to wear my ghillie suit, and I want to snowboard while wearing that. At Holiday Valley, I believe they're having some festival going on with a bunch of activities, and I believe people are going to be wearing costumes all day long, so I'll be blended in with the crowd. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. It sounds crazy, but I really do enjoy like wearing costumes and snowboarding. Last year, I wore a Tigger from Winnie the Pooh costume, and I was literally just riding down the hill. Everyone's like, yeah, Tigger! Everyone's giving me high fives and everything. It's awesome, and it's so much fun. But definitely next year, I want to get the helmet mounts. If I get a helmet, I'm not wearing a helmet now. I'm not sure if I didn't mention that already. I definitely should get a helmet because it will save my head from cracking. You know, like Humpty Dumpty. He sat on the wall and he fell and cracked his head. But I don't plan on cracking my head because I never do things that are that extreme. I don't go for crazy tricks. I'm not doing crazy rails or anything like that where I'll be falling on my head. I'm experienced enough to know what my limits are. I know sometimes when people learn to snowboard for their first time, they do things that they think they can do, and it ends up they can't. I mean, when I first rode a snowboard, I went straight down the bunny hill. And the bunny hill sounds like a joke. It sounds like, wow, that's embarrassing if you fall on that. Well, guess what? If you go straight down the bunny hill, and if you fall, and if you're new and you don't know how to stop, you could still have a pretty nice tumble, and you might crack your head like Humpty Dumpty. But thankfully, I didn't crack my head. I did like a backflip on accident because I was going so fast and I didn't know how to stop. I tried going on my heel side, but I caught an edge and I just started tumbling, and it was very embarrassing. But you know what? When you first learn, if you fall, that's part of it. Whenever you learn something new, expect to fail, expect to fall down. And the thing is, you got to get right back up. Get right back up, and I promise you, you'll get better and better every time. Because I don't think I have fallen in a long time besides in the the woods there. That was just a little embarrassing fall. But I never fall just riding down the hill now, because when I first was learning how to carve and how to just go down the hill, I was falling all the time, and it's so frustrating because you see people doing crazy tricks. You see people doing stuff that you wish you could be doing. And I still feel that way because there's a lot of snowboarders that are better than me. Maybe not at riding, because honestly, I think I'm a pretty good rider. I'm pretty fast. That's what I did for 3 years, just rode. I'm now finally beginning to do some tricks. I believe in this footage coming up here, I go for an A-frame, it's called. It goes up, and then it goes down. I hope I get it. And I wish my editing software here was keeping up with the footage because it's lagging, but I believe I just did it. And then I go for another box, and this video is still freezing on me, so I can't exactly tell what is going on in the video now. But that's about what I can do for now. There's some bigger jumps in this other part of the park called Foxfire. That's the name of the slope. And they have these humongo jumps and these humongo rails and different stuff that I can't do yet. I'm not experienced enough, and you don't really see many people do them that often, which is kind of sad because they have this awesome stuff set up, yet it's barely being used. I see skiers more often go for tricks and go for the jumps than snowboarders do, because people say, I'm not sure if it's true because I never skied, but people say it's easier to ski than it is to snowboard. Maybe some of you guys skied and now snowboard, maybe you snowboard and then skied, because I have a few friends who said it was easier for them to learn to ski than it was to snowboard. My other friend Dan, not Dan in this video, but my other friend Dan, he skied for I think 10 plus years, and this was his first year where he was snowboarding. And I got a bad story, kind of. My friend Dan, he went one day with a few other friends. My friend Andy, my friend Jordan, I believe, was there. These names are irrelevant to you guys, but I'm just trying to think of the situation. He was going for this one jump, and he was going to try to do a 360, and it ended up he did a 270, and he landed on his back. He just completely misjudged what he could do, and yeah, he landed on his back, and I believe he broke his back, which is pretty scary because that's one of the worst things you can break is your back. But I'm pretty sure he's doing fine now. He's walking, he's getting around, so he's not completely, immobilized. He's doing good now, but that's just the scary thing. When you first learn, and if you're new to snowboarding, you don't want to do things you're not sure if you can do. And it's very, very easy to misjudge your own skill. I sometimes think I can do things and I end up, you know what, I couldn't do that in the first place. It's better to think you can do it than it is to not think you can do it, but it's also better to be smart than it is stupid. Like, I'm not going to go for a backflip because I can't do a backflip. I don't even know how to begin to do a backflip. I only do things that I know I am capable of doing. When I ride, I'm still not that great at doing rotations. I'm still working on them. I can do 180s, but I still have a tough time doing 360s because they're pretty uncomfortable. It's pretty weird having to spin your body in a complete 360 circle rotation and land it, because it's just weird. I'm just not used to it yet, but I gotta learn slowly. I definitely don't plan on going off huge jumps and trying 360s. You want to start small. You want to start on smaller little jumps and smaller little like kickers, and maybe even backyard setup. Me and my friends, we had a backyard setup, and that's pretty much where we practiced our 360s and different tricks. We had a few different rails, a few different things set up where we can practice stuff, and I think it's a lot more fun to practice in a backyard setup and fall than it is to practice at a resort and fall, because it's less embarrassing. No one likes to fall and have everyone laugh at you. I don't laugh at people. I give respect. I actually applaud people that try things and fall, because it just shows that they're trying it. And I gotta stop being a baby. I gotta man up, and I gotta start doing tricks and not having the worry of falling. I mean, I'm not afraid to hurt myself. I'm just afraid just the fact of falling. I don't like falling, but you know, I gotta try it sometime. It's just I'm working on it every day. I'm always trying things and hoping I can land them. And as I was saying earlier, I've been trying new stuff, and I've been having a lot more confidence in my riding ability. I'm definitely not a lot better, but I'm better than what you see in this video now. At least I feel better than what I can see in that video now. Anyways, guys, this video is about wrapped up. I believe the last clip, I go for this one jump on the Foxfire Trail, slope, whatever you want to call it, and I just jump. I just go straight off the jump, and it's a lot more scary, a lot more intimidating than you may think. In the video, it doesn't look that big, but in person, yeah, it's pretty damn big. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you want to see some more random videos and stuff, please say so, because I like making these, and I believe it adds some variety to my channel. But as I always say, guys, it's Elite Shot here, aka Sean, your friendly COD fanboy. I'm signing out. Peace.